Hi guys, welcome to this special video. I thought I would make you one that will be of great use to you, I'm hoping. First thing that you'll want to do with this video is grab a pen and paper, because what I'm going to give you in this video is more of a tutorial, and it will give you something that you can use even if you don't get the coaching. I want to try and give you something. Look, this stuff works, it just plain works, but you have to do the stuff, and that's the sort of downside. You have to sort of build the sites and so on. And even if you don't end up getting the coaching and the help from me to actually do this stuff, I want you to have something that you can use to make money, just to prove to yourself that it works. And you might think, well, why are you doing this, Chris? And I'm literally doing it because it's a good thing on both sides. If you do it and you take this free stuff that I'm giving you and you actually implement it, it's not going to do me any harm at all, because you're going to see my products work, and hopefully you'll come back and buy from me in the future. And if you don't, it's still a good relationship, because you've got something that actually works, and I've set you on a path that will take you away from the push button systems and so on. And you know, part of the reason I've actually set up this coaching course for Amazon is because there's so many push button systems. There's literally, since the time that I've released my last video on YouTube and sent to you guys, how many product launches do you think there's been? And there will continue to be, and for years and years, and it goes around every day, and the next big thing, and something saying this is the latest thing, and you know what I mean. And if you're sort of sick of that, and if you're sick of going round and round in circles, what you need is a plan that actually, and I've actually got one for free for you today, but a plan that you can actually work at, that will give you a good idea of how hard you'll have to work to actually get the results and make the money that you're after. You also need a good system, meaning you need to know exactly how to build the sites, how they work, and you need to know that roughly so you can take action and get to your goals. And this is the real killer, or not the killer, that's the wrong word. The real holy grail is models, and I'm going to talk about that in this video, and why models is probably the most important thing that you do or have with your online business. So I'm going to give you some stuff today. I'm going to give you a mini plan for 2016 if you're going to be building Amazon sites. With this plan, when I go through it, it's going to be very brief, but it works. I don't want you to discount it. If you want a personal plan for you, you'll want to pick up the coaching. I'll talk about that after this tutorial, but at the very least, even if you don't grab the coaching and all these bonuses that I'll whiz through with you, you'll want to take action on this stuff, because it plain works and it will actually make you money. As long as you carry out the plan, as long as you stay consistent, you'll be making money quicker, I dare say, than all the push button systems. And what's more is you'll have a real online business that you're actually working at, and that will work for you to bring in an income. Okay, so firstly, grab a pen and paper. I want to talk briefly. This is a very revised version or shortened version of the first session that we go through in the actual coaching, and I want to help you with this to build a plan that will work for you. And we start off with the basic value for Amazon sites, and this is a number that I picked off the top of my head, because and I'll show you actually proof of this, that there's no real way of placing a value on an Amazon site until you get it ranked, until it's making sales. Some Amazon sites that you build will do better than others, because some will rank better than others, and some that you build that rank well aren't necessarily going to bring in a huge amount of income. But you don't have to, if you're following the coaching system, or even like my Kickstart courses, you don't have to build that many sites until you start to see something taking off. And then your key is knowing exactly what model to use, which I'll talk about briefly in a minute, and how to update it and to go where the money is. But so you've got a pen and paper in front of you, what you want to write down is a basic value of $200 per site. Again, it's just a figure I've picked. That doesn't mean that a site is only worth $200. It means that when you build a site, a 5-10 page site, before it's made any sales, it's worth at the very least $200. That's being very conservative. What I would probably put that figure on is closer to 500, but for the sake of giving you a plan, and this is really important, guys, most people, 90% of people don't do this stuff. 90% of people watching this video won't even have grabbed a pen and paper and building a plan. That's just the way it is. Don't be like that. Do the stuff, and I guarantee you, even if you just do the stuff for free, it will work and it will make you money and you'll have a business quicker. But it's the little things that don't really seem that significant and sort of know all that, and it's the implementation. So I want to give you something here that isn't just more waffle, isn't just another video to sit through. It actually works. So write down the basic value for a site, $200 for a 5-10 page site. 5 to 10 page, that is. Again, very, very conservative. And then all you need to do is, let me get a calculator here for you. If we've got this here and you've got your sites, all you have to do is work out how many sites you need per month to reach your goals. I don't mean you have to keep on building the sites per month, because then it comes down to models. I'll tell you why you never end up with hundreds and hundreds of sites, because you end up with some sites making money and then all your effort is put onto those sites. So you won't just keep on building hundreds of sites unless you wanted to. But I'll show you how to work it out. So if we've got 200 and we times that by 10, that's 2,000. 10 divided by 4.2, we'd have to build 2.3 sites a week to get to that goal. And all I've done there is 200 times 10 sites, $2,000. So what we're working out, if you build, and again, this is why it's so conservative, because I'm willing to bet you'll be making more money than $2,000 if you built 10 sites. But as a very conservative, and bear in mind this is before you've actually done anything to them, if you build 10 sites, they will be worth roughly $200 each to you before they make sales. As they start making sales, they're worth a lot more, because not just because of the recurring income, but because of models. And I'll talk just briefly about the models, but I do cover this in depth, as well as the your actual plan. I cover it in depth in the coaching. That's why you want it. In fact, I dare say the actual stuff has all been updated for 2016. In the coaching, I've got some really cool stuff that will rank you really quickly, and I'm going to show you today how powerful this stuff is, and one of the models actually is, and why a site is worth more than $200. I'll actually show you. But there's three. So when you've got your sites and they're like $200, this is just to work out a figure of how hard you're going to have to work. So that would give you a rough figure of $2,000 a month. But any goal you set yourself is fine, but what you need to do is actually write down how much do you want to make a week. If you're putting 500 times 4.2, that's 2,100. There you go, 10 sites. And that would, if you're writing $2,000 a week times 4.2, that's hang on, I've done that wrong. If you're doing 200, let me just work this. It would be literally 10 a week. Sorry, I had a bit of a brain freeze there, but you could see quite simply, to make it really simple for you, if you write down, so if one site is like 200, and then you just times it by your income goals for the month. Okay, so if I times that by, let's go mad, and times it by 30, you've got like $6,000 a month. Okay, so if you were to build 30 sites, it will give you and again, I can't stress enough that this is very conservative, and I'll actually show you why. The reason why is because there's 3 models that I use in the coaching, and it will make you really good profits, because that's just a site built. Okay, so if you pick an Amazon niche, and you could build it in pretty much any niche, and I dare say as long as you've got a half decent niche, you'd be reaching those targets. But where the real power comes into this, or where the real quick results, is knowing what you're doing. And in the coaching, I give you 3 different models. You've got like the standard model, which is building the sites in sort of small, building the sites in high-end niches, medium niches, and low-cost niches. You're going for the products that don't cost so much. You're going on the popularity of the product. For the products that are mid-range, you're going on popularity of the product. And for the high-end products, don't be put off by the high-end products because they do sell and people do buy them online. I recommend that when you're following through, you have sites that are a good mix of low, medium and high value. And you've also got the flipper model as well. And that's where the sites really become profitable very quickly. You can either use the standard model, the flipper model, and I've got the authority model as well. And the reason that this is so powerful is when you've got your standard sites and they start to bring in income, you've then got a choice, and the choice is really to build up into an authority site, which is basically just a big site, but you're going right into the niche and becoming an authority resource for the niche. Or what you're doing is flipping the site on Flipper, or you're just trying to maximize, you're keeping the site fairly small and just trying to maximize the revenue, or even building sites and linking to it. And that's where it becomes really profitable. The only thing that will stop people with this whole method is that they don't do enough until they get a result. That's literally it. You build a site, you don't get it ranked, you add 2 or 3 pages, and this is why I can't stress enough. All the software solutions and push button systems, again, in my opinion, will not work to build you a business for one key reason. Let me ask you a question. When Google is looking at sites that it finds more relevant, do you really think they're going to rank a site that's just sort of created with one click that has the same information that Amazon gives you on the sales page? It's just, again, I'm not knocking them. They do help to build sites really quickly, and the amount of work they take is next to none. But if you're going to build them and you had to rewrite all the content anyway, and I dare say if you're going to start spinning content and stuff like that, it's simply not going to work. And in fact, the time that you spend doing all that stuff and trying to cut corners, you can be making a lot of money by setting yourself good goals, so actually earning the money that you want to earn online and actually doing a plan for it and working out how many sites you want, and then, or how many sites you need, and then working out the model that you want to use and doing it that way, and you'll make a lot more money a lot quicker. And I've got something else to help. So now you've got your little plan. I'm going to give you some seasonal niches, and one of them is going to be a high-end niche as well to help you. So even if you're not going to get the coaching, do this stuff, actually do it, and you'll make money. If you do get the coaching, I not only go through this whole plan with you in depth, this is a very shortened version, but I go through all of the actual models that we'll be using, and more importantly, this is where the value comes in the coaching. What you will get from it is, because we're covering it week to week, it's all ready for you in the actual course. Because we're covering it week to week, you can log in and you can actually get this stuff done week to week. So the first week we focus on your plan and actually getting that solid, so you know exactly where you're heading, so you're not spending 2016 banging around and just sort of jumping from one thing to another. And the next week I show you how to pick niches, but not just one way. I show you how to pick niches specific for the model that you want, and that will depend on how quick you want profits. Depending on how many hours you've got to dedicate yourself to this, I show you the models to use depending on your hours. So if you're full-time, I'll show you the model to use that will get you the quickest and fastest and most profitable results. If you've got very limited time, but you do need over 2 hours a day, okay? If you haven't got 2 hours a day to build a business, this isn't for you. It's just not. It's just not, because 2 hours a day isn't. Try building a business with 2 hours a day from the outset when you've got nothing working. You need at least 2 hours. But if you've only got 2-3 hours, that means that it can still work for you, because I give you the way of actually doing that so you can get results. And we go through it step by step every week, so you're actually making progress. The biggest reason that people are not making money online is consistency. You may get a site up, but you may not add pages to it. You may get disheartened because sales aren't coming in. You may get a few sales and not expand on it. You may, for all sorts of reasons, you may build a site and it doesn't rank as well. What you're getting with the course is all of those problems, every single sort of problem that you come up against, you're getting the solutions for. So no matter what happens every step of the way, you can say, right, I've got the answers, because you've got the whole coaching course and I go through everything with you. It's literally probably the best thing I've ever done, the course and the information inside, and I'd love to have you with me. But let me show you. I want to give you some more stuff, so keep your pen and paper there. I want to show you as well, when we were talking about the sites and the value of them, let me give you these niches, and then let me show you a site on Flipper and the sort of money that they sell for. A new site as well, because I've looked on the Flipper listings before. I'm going to show you how they sell. And I'm not with the Flipper model. This is really cool. Not only will you be able to sell sites on Flipper if you choose that model, but I'm actually going to show you how to do the sales copy and what to add to them in extras that will make them absolutely fly, regardless of whether they make any sales. So let's say worst case scenario, you go through the coaching course and you build a site and you don't make any sales, which would be absurd. It just wouldn't happen. But let's say it did. I'm going to show you how to flip the site even when it's not making sales for good money. But before I do, let me show you a good seasonal niche that you can use. Here we go. So the first niche I've got for you, and I'm going to show you some keywords and stuff to use. Write this down. Really, really good niche, and it's a high-end niche as well. Pool heat pumps. Okay? Pool heat pumps, $1,674. $2,625 selling. Okay? $329. $404, quite high-end stuff, and they sell, and we're just moving into the season now where they will sell really, really well. I'll just give you some keywords. I've actually typed in this product so you can see, and look at all these keywords. Hayward heat pump. You could either do it specifically for this niche to target, specifically for this product to target the best seller when you're building the site, or what you could do is go for pool heat pumps, because that gets good searches. Here we go. Or do it for both. Here we go. Pool heat pump, swimming pool heat pump, 4,700. Look at that. 4,000 swimming pool pumps and filters, swimming pool heat pumps. What you're better off doing in this niche is going for the product. And if you set the site up properly, I'm going to actually show you as well a site that's ranking really, really well and how to set it up properly in this little video. And if you set it up like that, you'll rank and you'll make sales. And I'll just show you another niche. Really, really good niche this. You could actually build an authority site on this. Indoor gardening. And specifically the plant grow lights. Now you can actually go for any of these and they're really, really good. But plant grow lights, again, keywords. I've actually, again, typed in, just go back, this one here. E27, because it's selling really, really well. If we go into the product here, and if we go down, look at that, 8 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago. Really, really good niche. And typed in the, look at this, plant lights, plant grow lights. Here we go. Grow lights for indoor plants, plant grow light, and you've also got the product name as well. Teotronics LED grow light, LED aquarium LED, and so on. Really, really good niche. And there's with that niche, there's so many different ways in, if you know what I mean, because here we go, look at this, like all of these key phrases. So they're really, really good niches that you could literally use this information and get up and running and going for it and build the sites to actually make money. And I'll just show you what I mean by how quick you can get results. So here's the old trusty portable ice machine review site. And just to say, in the actual coaching, I'm building a site as well. I'm actually going through and building a site in a really rocking niche, if I do say so myself, and actually showing you results from it. So that's another reason that you want to get in, because a lot of this stuff is, you're doing it on faith and you're thinking, is this going to work? Well, I'm actually going to show you a site built for 2016 methods, some new SEO methods, some stuff going on in there, and you'll be able to see. And more, I don't want you to just see, and the same with this video, I can't stress enough, I don't want you to just watch it. Get out there and do this stuff, but don't keep going around just push button systems and the endless mire, and it will just depress you, and you get, actually get a structure, a plan behind you, either with my help or follow this video and actually give it a go, because it will work for you. But here's I show this site for one reason. Look, one post, 1, 2, 3 product reviews and 1 post, and it is for this product ranking on the first page of Google. In fact, it's not just ranking on the first page of Google now, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ranking number 7 on Google. The site makes sales. It's a very small site. In fact, we'll be building bigger sites than this in the actual coaching, and I'll be showing you exactly how to do it. So if you're interested in joining me for this stuff, I'd love to have you with me, and I guarantee you wouldn't need another product on Amazon. We're going to cover everything. I've got lots more on the way, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. And when you join now, you'll be able to start building your plan, start going on, start getting the setup, start picking the niches that actually sell. You don't have to use the niches I've just given you, but it will show you a way of actually picking the niches and so on. And I'll just show you as well, the value of a site. How much is a site worth? Look at this. I've just gone to Flipper and I've just typed in Amazon, and I've gone for people using the Amazon business model and the most active, so the sites. And here we go, making $912 per month from Amazon, 5,128 uniques per month, 29 bids, currently on $1,500. And when I show you this site, you're going to be like, I wonder whose site that looks like. Here we go. It's not my site, by the way, and I don't know the person, but I'll just let you make your own minds up. Here we go. So first, this is the Flipper listing. Okay, this is the actual site, $1,500. Site with 6,243 uniques, making $1,843 a month. And it says here, the site was started 1 year ago, which generates a good income over $12,000 from Amazon in 1 year. So I ask you, if you were building these sites, and if you had 10 sites doing that, that's $120,000. I'm not saying that every site you build will bring in $12,000. I'm saying that some will bring in a lot more, some will bring in a lot less. But what happens is people don't even get the sites out there, and when they do, they don't know the models to use to ensure that they get profits from the sites. I hope that's sort of clear. People know how to do this stuff, but they don't know they build the sites, they're not getting sales, they don't know how to rectify that, so they just sort of leave the site and then go off, and then you're caught in the mire with the push button stuff again. The main reason that you'll want to get the coaching is because you get my one-on-one help, you get a class every single week for 6 weeks, and I've actually got some bonus classes coming in that. You could get everything covered, from literally picking niches, building a personal plan for yourself based on the hours that you want to work and the income that you want to make. You get every single week you get like how to pick the niches and how to build the sites and how to do the content to make sure that you actually rank, and you get everything you need to build a business. And I picked this site out because let's just have a quick look. Go down, there's all the stats. Okay, so you can see here, and this is really, really cool to see how a site starts. So look, 229. We can see it. So here we go. Let's scroll up a little bit. This is like the income. This is the traffic, but you can see here how the traffic goes up. Here we go. 229 uniques, 390, 824, and so on. It goes up. Page views. Here we go. Another really, really important thing, guys. So when you're sort of thinking, does SEO work? How hard is it to SEO a site? I'm going to show you this site. Look at this. The site's selling really well on Flipper. Organic search, 5,449 page views, 89% of the total. Okay, and 11% is direct. That's probably people coming back to the site. So, you know, 100% of the traffic is like organic search. It works as long as you know how to rank and you know literally how to do it. All white hat. Another reason I did the coaching is to give you a way of ranking sites that works, that literally works without sort of software or getting in trouble doing black hat stuff, trying to cut corners. If you're willing to work hard, if you're literally going to work at this and do, I don't mean you have to work like a Trojan, okay? I don't mean you have to work 15-hour days. What I mean is you take the hours that you dedicate to your business, and for 2, 3, 4, 5, however long you want to work a day, you dedicate yourself to that work, you stay consistent, and I guarantee that you'll get results. And it's as simple as that. I'll just scroll down so you can see here. Here's the sort of profits. Gross revenue, straight from the offset. Here we go. $12. In fact, he's got net profit minus $118. I don't know whether that was costs on the site. Minus $143. But you can see here from the second month. I don't know why he's got a minus there, whether it was refunds or whatever. But you can see here from the third month, $125, $512. I'm going for net profit here. $1,318 in a month. $1,175 in a month, you know, and so on. You can see, look at this one, $3,596 in a month, and he won't be updating the site. I'll actually show you the site. Look, here we go. Here we go. He's got his costs here. So March the 16th, he just done from there, $849, and there we go. And sort of all, you know, a good site. And that's sort of the end of the listing. But look, here we go. Best food dehydrator, top 1,900 searches. This also shows you that you don't need a niche with absolutely loads of searches. You can see here 1,600 searches a month, and this site's making sales, so we know that it's a good niche. Look, top best jerky dehydrator, 210 searches a month, and he's getting sales from it. And that's where the traffic, top keywords which are ranked in the top 10. So you can see you don't need a massive site. You don't need loads of searches in the niche to start making money. What you need is a plan, the know-how to build the site. That's very, very important. We cover that in the coaching in depth, and I go through it and actually show you me building a site. And you need the models to know, once you've got a site and it's making money, what do you do with it? Do you build it up into an authority site? Do you sell it on Flipper? Do you expand on the niche? When's the best time to sell? And in fact, here we go. I'll just show you. Script use, WordPress and Genesis theme from StudioPress. Now, of course, that's the theme I recommend, Genesis. In fact, this is the same theme that the Portable Ice Maker site was ranked on. I'm not saying the theme does the work, okay? I'm saying that it's not a software, it's not a push button system. It's a theme, and it's good content, and that's what works to build your business. So that's like the listing, and I'll just show you the site. Look at that. Whose sort of sites does that look like? I'm not saying the guy's following my course. I'm saying that it's a good site. It's set up well. In fact, I actually look at this and I see a few things that he could do to rank a bit better. I mean, he's got good anchor text going down here. What he's done is made one big page going down through all the listings, and then like a buying guide page, and works really well. But there's not a huge amount of content on this site, and you can see how much money it's brought in a month. So I would love to help you with that stuff, and we'll literally be going through working out how many sites you need, working out how much work you have to do, and getting on with it, and literally starting today. So if that sounds like fun, if that sounds like something that you want help with, do grab access today, or take action on this video. But whatever you do, take action, because it does work. And if you grab access now, the timer at the time of recording is on 4 days. You will get all of these bonuses, some really, really cool bonuses in there. And what I will also do is, so I'll let you go through this video, because it's a video going through all the bonuses. But if you go through here and you go to grab your spot, If you want split payments, I will open up split payments for 3 people, and I can still give you all of the bonuses. So if you really want to knock it out the park this month, never mind 2016, if you're ready to actually have a plan in action and work at this stuff and stay consistent and actually get results, do grab this with both hands, because it's going to be, I'd love to show you, and it's literally the best thing I've ever released, because it gives you an escape from all the push button stuff, and it plain works. I mean, I hope the video, if anything, even if you don't take action on it, I hope it demonstrates that it works. But you need a proper site, you need real content, you need to know what you're doing, you need to know what models to use, and you need to keep going. But then once you start getting even the smallest results, a few sales, you then know exactly what to do, and I'd love to guide you through it all starting today. So come and join me if that sounds like fun. And get these bonuses. Don't forget to have a look at this page, and it will give you all the information on the bonuses. And if you want the split payments, send me an email to cljpublishing@gmail.com, but there are strictly only 3 spots for the split payments. If and I can sort that out for you, and I will see you inside. Let's build a business. Okay guys, I'll speak to you soon.